Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 74. Hopefully, you guys had a wonderful day and are doing better than yesterday. Now, this is the second time of me recording this video, right? Because after recording the video, I didn't really bother checking it until I went to editing it 2 hours after I recorded the video, and I realized that I connected the wrong mic, so there was actually no audio whatsoever. So that was not the best, right? That wasn't the best ideal situation because right now it is pretty late, right? Because tonight I took some time to call up some nightclubs, right? And try and find a job there. Because that at the moment is kind of my ideal job, almost like my dream job. Not that I necessarily like clubbing, but it's because that I can't go to clubs and everything's against me from going to the clubs, and it's just that nightlife that I never experienced, but my prior kind of history supported that life. So it's just almost like if the world doesn't want me to do it, I'm more willing to do it, right? So not only that, but obviously going to the nightclub, that kind of work schedule just kind of fits my routine at the moment. So if I want to get a job, that would be kind of ideal. Unless you guys know some other jobs that goes through the night and it's just as enjoyable, right? But at the moment, those are the jobs I'm looking for. But obviously, calling today about 20 businesses, not really a lot. Um, I didn't manage to have anyone answer me, which is quite depressing, right? You would think at least a few businesses kind of picked up the phone, but obviously this is my first time calling them, so I had no expectations on what might happen. Well, I thought at least a few will pick up, right? I called pretty early. Maybe it's during the end of the night when it's best to call, but then I'm probably going to do some more research. Maybe they only accept emails, etc. But yeah, today I wouldn't say it's a fail because I put myself out there, and that is all that matters. Is taking that first step, right? Because it has been a long time since I did cold calling, so I got that kind of nervousness. But then again, after a few calls, it goes away because I had experienced worse. But this isn't what I want to talk about today, right? What I want to talk about today is the fact that I actually got this possibility of an interview on Wednesday, next Wednesday, right? Obviously, yesterday I went to Cold Approach and handing some resumes to the hotels. And luckily, yesterday someone called back, but I missed them unfortunately. But they want me to pop in for an interview on Wednesday. Obviously, not getting my hopes up too high. That is why I'm looking out for new jobs tonight because you can't just put all your eggs in one basket, right? That is how you hurt yourself. That is how you get disappointed because you put too much importance in that thing. And when that thing doesn't come through or that thing fails you, you then become sad or angry, frustrated because you thought that was it. That was the golden egg, right? But obviously, we shouldn't treat life like this. We got to have many options. Not only then would we take the rejection as personal, but we wouldn't care as much because we know that we're not dependent on this person. We can be ourselves because a lot of people want us, and that is the important thing, right? So, but then again, guys, not only did that go well for me today, what also went out is that I managed to do some work today, right? And it's funny to say because for a long time, I haven't done work on the weekends. And for a long time, I keep telling myself that I want to do work on the weekend because I know to be ahead of people, to take that slight advantage, to be ahead of the competition, I need to take this day, these 2 days to actually work on myself, to work on my business, etc., to take that competitive edge. But no matter how many times I tell myself, I never actually do work on the weekends, right? I fall with the crowd. I take the weekend as a day to relax, unwind, and then kind of restock for the following week. But there's no reason for me to rest, guys. There's no reason for me to not work because there's all the more reason for me to work because at the moment I am dead ass broke, right? So it just makes sense to do that. And by working today for most of the day, it felt amazing, guys. It was productive. I liked it. I kept to my word. I kept to my promise. And all that is matters, right? To keep to your word, to trust yourself, to build, to be predictable is the number one rule you should start doing for yourself, guys. And the funny thing is, we may not trust others, and yet we aren't willing to trust ourselves a lot of the times, right? Because we fail to hold our own truth. We fail to hold our own word because we're constantly distracted by the world. So every small promises, any incurious appointments we make for ourselves, we skip them, we miss them, we delay them because we think is unimportant, we think is trifling. But when the reality is, no matter how big, no matter how small the commitment is, when we give ourselves an appointment, when we make ourselves a task to do, if we don't show up to it, that means the world to us. But we neglect it because we think it's unimportant, right? We feel like there's so many more important stuff to do. Life gets in the way, Today my boss wasn't feeling good, my wife was pretty angry at me, all these drama we allow manifest into our world. And when that happens, our reality shifts for the worse, right? Because when life gets in our way, we drop our promises, we break our promises, we pick up bad habits, and then what do? We blame the world, we blame the people, and that pervades this virus, right? Pervades our provision, our vision of how we view and imagine the world to become. And when that contagiousness clouds our lens to see our reality, then that reality, that negative reality, manifests into our life, right? And when that happens, it's a downward spiral, guys. It's a constant downward spiral into derogatoriness, right? It isn't fun, and it never is fun, guys. But to keep our word is sometimes hard because I understand we get distracted, and life gets busy, and sometimes it is much easier to put things aside than do what you truly said you were going to do. But from today onwards, guys, we got to know that even just the smallest promises we make to ourselves, just the smallest appointments we set for ourselves, we have to show up because no one else is going to show up for us. Nobody else in this world knows what you're going through today in this day. And if you can't stick up for yourself, then be prepared to be run over, not only by you, but by anyone that's inferior than you because you simply can't live by your word. And without your word, guys, you are simply nothing. You are a soulless body floating in this reality, not knowing where you're going because you don't know where you stand today. So keep your goddamn word, not only to others, but to yourself. Keep the promises to yourself. Make yourself predictable first before you can hold anything to anyone else, right? Be accountable for yourself. Own up to yourself. If you fucked up today, that's okay. Start being better now. Don't put off for tomorrow. If you messed up, if you didn't show up today, that's all right. Own up to it and realize how you can be better. Truly believe you can be better. Don't delude yourself because that will not work. Your heart cannot be fooled by a delusion. Maybe your mind, your logic mind, may be able to get fooled by it because you can bring up all the facts that to believe this, right? You can say to yourself, I'm going to go to the gym because I know truly that this will give me the body I want. I'm going to talk to this girl because I truly know that will give me the girl of my dreams. No matter how many logical arguments, statements you make, your mind may be appetized, but your heart truly knows you don't believe that crap. You don't believe you can go to the gym. You don't believe you have that confidence to talk to the girl. You don't believe that job is for you. And when your heart is not interconnected with your mind, no action, no intention can be manifested into your life. Right? You're going to keep on delaying it until you truly believe it. So I'm not talking about delude yourself. I deluded myself for a long time thinking that just by believing I'm this person, just by believing seeing myself as this identity, life will become better. I'll be rich. No, that is stupid. I tried that, and that inevitably hurt me because I thought just by thinking I'm gonna become. And you can call me a fool, you may call me retarded by doing that, by believing that. But here's the truth: a lot of people think that that is the answer to life by simply changing your identity. But this is the misunderstanding here. To change your identity, to believe who you want to be, you have to truly believe that is you. And you cannot do that by believing in someone else's life, by following someone else's footstep when you haven't yet understood who you are and what you want in life. If you never took the time to listen to yourself, to discuss yourself, to really ask where I am today and where I want to be tomorrow, what my uniqueness is, then you truly haven't yet understood yourself. You haven't truly yet find out what your heart desires, what your heart wants, who you are put on this road to truly become. So unless you truly understand that, then no belief can be sincere. No path will work for you. You cannot push through anything without the feeling of fear, regret, reluctance, pain. All these will come eventually, no matter if the belief is sincere enough. But one thing is certain: if you truly believed it, then you would never, ever think about giving up in the first place. You'll make time for everything. You'll put everything unimportant off. You will delay any gratification because that want, that desire, that person you want to be, that is who you already are. But until then, until you truly found that sincere belief, to give up will be so much appetizing that you will take it the moment someone offers it to you. You'll take and give up the moment hardship comes your way. So, if you haven't find what you truly believe in, take some time today. Don't be afraid. Don't rush this, guys. Don't rush thinking that just because someone else is rich, just because someone else is a millionaire by 20 years old, doesn't mean that you have to be him. Be yourself, find yourself, and don't be scared to take some time. Because when you do, you're going to accelerate into the right path for you and become the best person you can be in your life. But that being said, guys, this has been my Saturday. Hopefully, your weekend has started off pretty good. And I do hope you guys found this valuable in any way. But if not, like always, I'll be here on Sunday. So, see you guys then. Bye bye.